In the last 3 seasons, I've noticed that despite the Toronto Maple Leafs having the 5th best power play on average, they could be so much more effective. They've had moments where they have been lights out dominant because they have had such great star talent, but there are other times where I have myself scratching my head at what they're doing. To start, you're going to notice that William Nylander and Austin Matthews are one of the better shooters on the man advantage. They both generate around 17 to 30 shot attempts per 60 on the power play, which is a lot, which is around 3 or 4 shot attempts per power play opportunity. But when you look at how many shot attempts are converted into shots, they get around 65%. Compare that to Mitch Marner. He generates around 20 shot attempts an hour, or 4 shot attempts per power play, and he only gets 50% of his shots on goal. You'll notice a similar trend in the 1920 season. Only 55% of Marner's shot attempts actually hit the net, while Nylander's had 63% of the shot attempts hitting the net, and Matthews had 61%. A huge reason why Matthews is so effective from the left side is because Marner is able to set him up with passes across the ice. It's what Marner can specialize in across the ice with those long passes from side to side, and Matthews is able to finish it off from the other side with one-timers that really hit the net every time or even go past opposing goaltenders. There's a reason why Austin Matthews is such an effective goal scorer in today's NHL. He has such a great shot with such a deceptive release, as talked about in Moroki on Defense's video here. I think we haven't seen enough of Marner's ability to freewheel on the power play, since he's such an effective power play playmaker, but he just hasn't been able to skate around like he has until the last game against the Edmonton Oilers, where he's able to skate around in the offensive zone before passing for a one-timer. The other problem this season is that Morgan Rielly hasn't been able to set up Austin Matthews for one-timers. I'm finding that Rielly has been taking one-timers, not with much effectiveness, and he's not setting Matthews up very well like a Tyson Barrie did last year, or what Mitch Marner or William Nylander can do. I know it's great that William Nylander can really create chances from the left side, but I don't think he's utilized enough from the slot like he was last year. I believe that Marner should be the one who's holding onto the puck from the left side, then passing to William Nylander at the goal line, where he can pass to Austin Matthews for a one-timer on the right side. It's so much better with pre-shot movement. The Leafs haven't seen enough of William Nylander on the first power play unit, and I think it could really help to have him passing to Matthews from the goal line. What I find astounding is that Marner is generating the same amount of shot attempts per hour on the power play and is getting the puck on net fewer times. And that's a huge problem because the Leafs need to get the puck on goal. What you're seeing is that Marner can sometimes obviously get the puck on goal, but a lot of the time he's not, and that's a problem especially when you're on the man advantage, as you want to maximize the opportunities to get the puck on goal. I find that Marner shoots the puck just for the sake of shooting the puck sometimes, but obviously he has that star talent where he's able to shoot for the tip, but he doesn't do that enough, especially this season. So what I'd expect for Marner is that he shoots for the corners, but he doesn't have the strongest shot. So that's why I'm thinking that Marner shouldn't be the one creating as many shot attempts as he does from the right side, because the Leafs need to get as many pucks on goal as possible. And they need to be dangerous chances. Enter in William Nylander, who has a heavier shot and a more accurate shot, and that's why he's been able to score a lot more goals than Mitch Marner. William Nylander's shot has not been used enough on the power play, and it should be used a lot more, especially since it's a lot heavier and a lot more accurate than Mitch Marner's, especially on the left side. Let's just look at Marner's shots from the left side just for cross-reference. A lot of the times Marner is shooting for the middle of goalie's chest. He's not getting the puck at the corners, or when he does, he doesn't have a very heavy shot. The other thing is he doesn't get the puck on net enough, as you've seen earlier with the stats where he gets 55% or 50% of his shots on goal. So that's a problem. Same thing with Marner's one-timers. He doesn't get them on goal and they're not heavy at all. Compare that to William Nylander, who has a much heavier shot, a more accurate shot, and he just needs to really perfect his shots on the one-timers, on the power play, so that the Leafs can be more effective, just like Steven Stamkos is on the left side for Tampa. What I think would be a real game changer for the Leafs power play is to have Marner on that right side to pass for tips to John Tavares on the right side of the net. And when you have an Austin Matthews on the left side controlling the power play with the puck, you have William Nylander tipping the puck from the left side of the net. This way, the Leafs can have two tip options when they have their puck carriers in Marner or Matthews on their strong side. I think it's really important to have the buffer shot option as well, where you have William Nylander in the middle of the slot when Marner has the puck on the right side, or you have John Tavares in the middle of the slot when Matthews has the puck on the left side. That way you can bounce the puck back to the slot and have someone shooting the puck in the middle of the slot like we've seen from the Winnipeg Jets, Washington Capitals, and the Boston Bruins. I think it would be really interesting to have Marner as that rover who's always skating around the offensive zone with the puck on the power play. That way he can set up Matthews on the right side for one-timers or William Nylander on the left side. So maybe have Marner at the point. But whether it's Marner or Riley at the point, it's really important that the Leafs have two one-timer options in William Nylander and Austin Matthews. So to sum everything up, it's important that the Leafs address their power play to have two one-timer options, William Nylander on the left side, Austin Matthews on the right side. It's important that you have Morgan Riley or Mitch Marner set those guys up, but it's also important to have two guys on their strong side and not always force the one-timer. So that means Austin Matthews setting up William Nylander for tips at the net front, or you can have Mitch Marner setting up John Tavares at the net front on the right side. It's also important to have attack triangle options. It's also important that Mitch Marner doesn't shoot the puck as often because he doesn't have a very strong shot. So obviously give it to Austin Matthews and William Nylander to let it rip.